today to talk about the ASVAB, which is a test that the Army uses to determine someone's aptitude for jobs in the military. And main point of this thesis, whatever you want to call it, is that I want to explain how the ASVAB works, how the military uses it to decide who gets what job in the Army. Now, the ASVAB stands for the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, and it's a wide range of tests that are all put together to determine someone's aptitude for jobs within the military. So, it's like an ACT, but for jobs that you can have in armed services. And in this speech, I'm going to detail how it's administered, how the scores are used, and how the scores are calculated, and how they're used to find a job in the military. Now, first things first is it's administered in two main different ways. One, you can take it in high school, or you can take it at MEPS, which is your military entrance processing station, which is where they process you before you join the military. And most people don't take it in high school because it's not mandatory. You don't have to take it like the ACT or the SAT, but most JRC classes have it as mandatory. So I've taken it, a bunch of people in my program have taken it. And that's one of the main ways that lots of recruits take it, the way they don't have to at MEPS and they're already in the program, because lots of JRC kids move on to the Army, not point, not important. But then you can take it at MEPS, which is all year round. They send someone to give you the test one-on-one instead of in a classroom setting, which is how it's taken in high school. And the only reason people do that is one, they didn't take it in high school, or they did take it in high school, but the score has expired, which happens after around 3 years. So that's how it's administered in both civilian and military settings. Depends on your life up to that point. Now the scores are calculated much like the ACT. You have 6 different sections. Science, math, electrical engineering, and stuff like that, where it's different systems. And the score from each one is known as a line score, because that's your specific score in that specific skill set. Then they're all combined to make your composite score, which can range from a 1 to a 99, because there's no 100. And this is all comes together to decide what job you can have, which goes into my next point. The Army has 150 different jobs within its entire organization, and they use this test to determine who will be good at what without extensive testing and trying to figure out who fits where by just putting them somewhere and hope they do good. They use these line scores to determine what you're good at or what you're bad at and things like that. And also you have to meet a certain score before you qualify. And that's the important part. You have to get a high enough composite score. You have to get a high enough composite score to reach that job or that MOS that you want, which stands for, an MOS is Military Occupational Specialty, which is what they call any job in the Army, which covers a broad range of skills like K9 handlers or infantrymen, which is your standard gun-toting soldier, or combat medics, anything like that. It all depends on that ASVAB score for what job you can have. Now, like I said, there's 150 jobs within there, and some of them take low scores, like infantryman is 32, and some of them take really high scores, like combat medic is 95, and they range from anywhere between there. And you have to have specific line scores to have each of them. Like say, if you wanted to be combat medic, you have to have a really good science line score, could be good biology and things like that, and prove you're actually good at it. And that's how they use those scores to determine who goes where. And that's how they narrow it down, so it's not a big adjustment period for someone who wants to join the military. And all in all, it just comes down that the ASVAB is a test the military administers to prospective recruits to determine their aptitude in certain regions, whether it be mechanics or electrical engineering or science or math or anything like that. And it's given in high schools and at processing stations, depending on each time. Depending on where the person is, how it's easiest for them to take it. They use these scores much like the ACT or the SAT or any score like that. They take them all together, they take each section, add that up, form a composite out of it. And that's how those scores are found, and the military uses those scores to determine which job you'd be good at, so there's no adjustment period, and you can just get right to work working for the military. So it makes everything easier on everybody else. And that's why the ASVAB exists. It exists to streamline the process to get you into a job that you would be good at. That way there is no time where everyone's confused or anything like that, and that is what the ASVAB is.